Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with Conversations with Self. Well, what are you going to talk about today, Self? Uh, Self, have you ever wondered, Self, why people are so phony and so fake? A lot of them, they pretend a lot. Yeah, I do. I wonder about that quite a bit. Because Self, when you were coming up, you knew a snake was a snake. That's even though they were bad. People weren't good. They pretty much let you know they weren't good. So that you had the choice to decide whether you wanted to deal with the snake or not. But nowadays, these people have a lot of tricks up their sleeve. A lot of tricks up their sleeve. Yeah, so they sure do. Why do you assume that's so? Uh, Maybe because they want to take the easy route. They want to be a fraud and a fake, and they want to deceive and take advantage and get over on people without being held accountable. And it's easy to hide behind fake profiles and pretend it's fun, pretend you're something you're not, and so on and so forth. Well, Self, when you were coming up, they used a telephone. It was it was like a landline, and they used to take the telephone book. We used to take telephone book, and we'd just go through and pick a random name, and then call people and say we were one thing and we weren't. Oh yeah, that's right. We did used to play with people like that. It was called prank. Yeah, we did. It was funny. We laughed about it. Yeah, I guess we had some fraud going on back then too. Uh, yeah, I guess so. It wasn't very nice though, was it? The person on the other end didn't really appreciate it, you know. But eventually they caught on, that somebody was pretending with them, and they'd get mad. Well, I guess that's kind of how it is even today with these people and their fake profiles and they're just so. But one thing about I noticed that these people nowadays, the difference I think is that the people that are fakes and frauds now, when you say that they're fake and a fraud, they just keep barreling into their fakeness. Like being fake and pretending like they're fake is going to make it a reality that they're not a fake when they're fake. I don't know. But it's kind of both the same thing. People are fraudulent, and it hurts. It's not funny for the person on the other side though. It might be funny for the people that are committing the fraud, but the person that's receiving the fraud, it's not funny for them. It hurts. Yeah, Self, it does hurt. It does hurt, especially when you want to get to know somebody. And but nowadays, these people want to use you. They come up with all these excuses, and they want to take your money and all of that, pretending. It's just so easy for them. Yeah, they do that a lot. There's a lot of people that do that. A lot. I guess that's why you have to be so careful. You know, you just have to be so careful, so much more careful. Now, they've just improved ways to be fraudulent and deceive people. So, yeah, they have. They have. But it still hurts. So, it still hurts. You know, some of us are honest. If we make a mistake and we hurt people, even though we might be embarrassed and we know that we've hurt people, we'll face them and tell them we apologize for what we did. A lot of times these people nowadays, they just hurt you and they do it on purpose. They try to hurt you on purpose and they think it's funny and they don't have any remorse about it, Self. Yeah, Self, it's a really big problem now. It's an even bigger problem. They perfected the art of fraud. You have to be really careful. Yeah. Yeah, Self, you really have to be careful. You know. People can be so cruel, you know. They know they're a fraud. I wonder if they feel any sort of anything remorse about what they're doing when they're hurting people, you know. I wonder if there's any thoughts that goes through their mind self. You know, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Or do they just feel like, oh, well, you know, it's just another day at the job, you know, I'm going to be a fraud. I'm going to be fraudulent to people today and be, you know, and hurt their feelings and drag them through the mud and tell lies on them and spread gossip about them that's not true and, you know, and make other people come against them behind lies and deceit. I wonder if they ever feel any remorse for that. Well, self, you may never get the answer for that. Just try to be as careful as you can, self, and just know that everybody's not that way. And eventually, you know, self, maybe you'll meet somebody that won't be a fraud, you know, that'll take you seriously, that'll believe you when you say something, that won't try to drag you through the mud, that won't try to take what little you have and destroy you, and because they're jealous you worked hard all your life and you did the things, you tried to go by the book and do the right things, and you know, it'll pay off one day. Self, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself, self. You're right, self. I won't give up on myself. I still have hope for this world. That's good, self. That's good.